Hi. So I've made some videos about classroom management and how to deal with individual kids, but I have a class where I had to pull out like sort of the whole class intervention, and I don't think I had ever really mentioned that. I don't want people to think that like if you have a class where things are just not going well in general, that you're trying to address it on an individual level. So my fourth period French class, today we had to have a talk because, okay, I'll just be honest here. By fourth period, I'm kind of super tired. So sometimes, a lot of the time, like almost all the time, I let them kind of chat a little long at the beginning of the period. And also, I get hungry. All right, we start at 9:15 and we have 4 periods. So the end of fourth period when lunch is 1:11 in the afternoon. So it's a really long time to go since breakfast. So a lot of the kids get really hungry too. So I just usually let them snack. So that class kind of starts out like a little more relaxed than my other classes. Like people are snacking and chatting, and then it's also super small. So it's like 17 kids. And I don't know about you, but every time I have a class that's like less than 20 kids, it's always a little rougher. You would think it's easier because it's, so few kids, but it's actually seems rougher as far as management goes to me. Probably me. I probably like get too relaxed with them and let them slip because I'm like, oh, there's only 17 of them, and it's like a little different feeling in there. But anyway, regardless of what it was, like if it was me being too lax at the beginning of class, letting them eat and chat and visit, or if it's the fact that there's only 17 of them and so I was a little lax on them, I've been lax, really. I mean, honestly, classroom management is usually my fault. So that class was not going well. Today, people were yelling out jokes a lot. They were yelling out things that were negative to each other. So I stopped, not like really negative, but like those, like it's so funny, like, oh, you're, like somebody in one of my classes, this wasn't the same class, but it's like those little, like funny little digs, like we were talking about somebody swimming, and this kid said they like to swim, and this other kid's like, you know how to swim? Like they called that out in English and they thought it was funny, and I'm like, I walked over and I told him, that I wanted to talk to him about that right after class. So certain things, like I haven't mentioned this before and I just want to clear that up. I don't always do like the exact same steps. That's kind of like just for garden variety, like farting around. But for some things like disrespect, I will address that like right away. It's not like I'm gonna use this little system, like I'm gonna be like, oh, are we on step 3? Like, can he be disrespectful again? Like if they're disrespecting each other, then I feel like that needs to be addressed like right away. So that kid, I told him, because everybody has, to me, I try to make my discipline like private, yet public so that everybody knows that it's happening. Because everybody just heard this kid who's sitting right over there say something disrespectful, and then they saw me stop instruction, walk over to them, get down beside them, and talk to them about something. And I'm sure everybody, had no choice but to sort of think about this disrespectful comment that just got made. So a message got sent to the rest of the class like, you will be talked to or disciplined if you make these disrespectful comments. So that class, everything's going like swimmingly. All the rest of my classes, everything's going swimmingly. It's just a few kids. But this class, fourth period, it's like the whole class, not everybody, but enough of them, and there's not that many of them. So enough of them are like good friends, and they're kind of, energetic, and they like to joke around. And they're great people. They're just like being too funny in French class. So today at the end of class, in the middle of class, I stopped them and I told them about the magical door, which is right back there. You can't really see it. There it is, the magical door. I told them about how when you walk through that door, you turn into the smartest kids, the funniest kids, the brightest kids, the coolest kids, the friendliest kids, the best kids in the world. And you're magically all really good friends. So I told them this, that if they walk through the door and they still persist in saying negative things about their peers, then obviously they need some help to see reality. And so I told them I will provide that counseling for you after class if you cannot see the magical wonder of this class and how we're all the best, the smartest, the brightest, and the best of friends. So in that class, that's, getting a little chatty. Like, I stopped in the middle of class because they were calling things out about each other, and I was like, guys, we are gonna have a meeting. So I just wanted to put that out there. Sometimes it's like the whole class needs an intervention. Like, I keep stopping, I keep waiting for people. I've had like individual conversations, but it's kind of like I can't just put out like a whole bunch of little fires. So sometimes the whole class is got a culture or where they need to have kind of like a class intervention. So I stopped them and I told them about the magical door again, and I reminded them again that I would be, here to help them at lunch. They're right before lunch, so that's kind of a power move. I'd be here to help them at lunch if they needed assistance in realizing the reality of the fact that we're all amazing people. And then at the end of class, I told them this. I told them, it's always good when you have to do one of these whole class interventions to like take it upon yourself. So I go, guys, it's either me or it's you. And if it's me, I can change the way I'm teaching class. And if it's you, then you'll be able to change it and I can continue teaching class the same way. So I said, maybe it's me. I have let you guys come in here and snack, and maybe that's not setting a very academic tone. I have let you guys come in here and chat, and I've had a good time with you, and I've joked around with you, and maybe that's not setting the proper tone. I could shore things up for you. I could make it where we don't snack, we come in, we don't chat, and we get right down to work because maybe I need to set that academic tone. And if it is me, then I'm here for you. I don't have to teach the way I teach right now. Every class is different. So right now, I'm teaching in a little more relaxed way, but I could definitely shore it up. We could definitely like cut loose some of the, downtime that we have in class, and we could also not do things that are quite as funny. Like yesterday we did a one-word image in that class, and so now I'm like, you guys are the only class that we did a one-word image in, and maybe that was too exciting. Maybe we just need to talk about things that are way lower on the interest scale, because if I'm making it too exciting for you, then maybe we need to like ramp it down and we need to talk about like a picture, or something less exciting. Excuse me. So I told them that, and so like I'm taking responsibility for it. I'm like, maybe it's me. I can be a different kind of teacher. I'm not always this nice. I told him I used to teach in a different school. I taught language arts and social studies, and it was like, you come in, you start reading, you get to work. We didn't waste a minute. So I was like, I can do that for you guys if you want me to. And then I said, well, maybe it's not me. Maybe I could still act the same way that I'm acting, and you could shore up your behavior. And I said, I need to see 3 things happening tomorrow, or otherwise I'm going to assume it's me. So I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow that I always do, except I'm going to remind you that this is a period of trials and testing, right? And I also told them that I would put them on a different seating chart where they wouldn't be near the people that they like to talk to. So that would also be something that I would take on myself. So I told them, if you come in tomorrow and you're showing me that it's you making better decisions and I don't need to change the way I'm teaching you, then I will see 3 things. I will see that your materials are put away at all times and that you're not fiddling with things and I don't have to remind you to put them away. I will see that you're sitting up with an engaged posture and you are following along, like at least looking at what I'm pointing at and looking at, the visual aids that I'm providing to you, and that you're engaged with what's going on. And I will see that when it's time to give cute ideas and suggestions, when we made this adorable sandwich that we made yesterday, there were so many cute ideas and we had a good time. But I said, when it's time to tell our professeur numéro 2, the student that makes these decisions about if it's big or small or whatever, when it's time to give her ideas, then that's the time for you to call things out. But other than that, it's time for you to sit and listen. And so I told them, I'll be looking for those 3 things tomorrow, and if I don't see them and I don't see you guys supporting each other in being a more focused class, then I'm going to have to ramp down my level of fun, and we're not going to be able to do these one-word images, and we're not going to be able to snack at the beginning of class and chat at the beginning of class. And we're going to have to take it kind of down on the interest level and make it more about academics. Now, what they don't know is that, really, a one-word image is a lot of academics because they're novices and they need to learn how to say it's big, it's small, it's happy, it's sad, it's red, it's blue, it's, got lettuce, the bread is toasty, and it's French bread, it's croissants. So all that stuff is like actually academic for them, but they don't have to know that. I can give them that language in a less exciting package, just so that they think that I am ramping it down for them, which I can't. I can deliver comprehensible input in a happy way, or I mean, it's always going to be happy, but I can deliver it in a happy way, like that's kind of more fun and exciting, or I can do a lot less choice and a lot less, interest level. So we'll see how they do tomorrow. They're great kids. They're really fun class, but it's up to them. Kids, if you're watching, it's up to you. I hope that you can pull it together. I'm rooting for you. I like to have a good time, and I hope that we can continue to have a good time when it's time to have a good time, and a focused French time when it's time to have a focused French time.